Ah, nakikita na ba ang akong screen?
Yes po.
Yes
Yes,
po.
Saan guys?
Okay. My report would be the last part of RA 10654 or the preventing, deterring, and eliminating illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. This is amending Republic Act number 8550. No? So my report would focus on Chapter 6, the prohibitions and penalties, and then Chapter 7, the administrative adjudication. So wait lang ha. Wala yan. So as introduction of my report, this chapter 6 is about prohibitions and penalties. This outlines various illegal fishing activities and related violations. It also has details in the administrative and judicial penalties for offenders, including fines, imprisonments, or both, and some confiscations of catch and gears and rehabilitation. It also includes prima facie presumptions based on discovery of activity, gear, or catch. And also, it says here that there are fines and subject to escalation clause, increasing by at least 10% for every 3 years to counteract inflation and maintain deterrent function. So, um, one of the illegal activities is called unauthorized fishing. So, unauthorized fishing is defined as capturing or gathering fish, fry, or fingerlings of any fishery species of fishery products without a license or permit from the Department of Agriculture or the local government unit where the fishing ground is located. Commercial fishing vessels fishing in municipal waters without permits, of course, is in violation of this provision. There is an exception that is only specified and outlined in this code. Um, Also, engaging in commercial fishing activity in municipal waters if not listed in the registry of municipal fisher folks. So, this provision is only for fisher folks in the municipality. However, um, one of the exemption of this one is the sustenance fishing. A mere position of fishing gears or operating fishing vessels without a license or permit in a fishing area which creates prima facie presumption that is unauthorized fishing. However, fishing for daily food sustenance or leisure for not commercial purposes are allowed. Example of this one is ini nga mga anglers naton nga an ira sport is on to fishing. So the penalty of this one is 50,000 to 100,000 pesos for a small scale commercial mining. Uh, sorry, commercial fishing. And then 150,000 to 500,000 for medium scale. And then 1 million pesos to 5 billion pesos for large scale commercial fishing. Okay. So next is um, engaging in unauthorized fishing activities. So this one is as distinct from unauthorized fishing. This one is the unauthorized activity is through exploiting, occupying, produce, or breeding of culture fish or fingerlings. It also constructing and operating fish, coral fish traps, fish pens, and fish cages or fish ponds without a license or permit. So, upon summary finding of there is an administrative liability. So, if you are caught, you will be penalized a fine of 500,000 pesos to 1 million pesos. And also, uh, um, your fish traps, fish pens, and fish cages should be dismantled or removed from the structure at the expense of the offender. So, the next one is failing to secure fishing permits prior to engaging in a distant water fishing. So, as mentioned a while ago by Sir Martinez, fishing in high seas, territorial seas, archipelagic waters, and in the EEZ of other state using Philippine flag fishing vessels without first securing a fishing permit from the department and authorization from the coastal state. So this acts violates the fisheries code of the Philippines. Upon summary finding, if you are held guilty or liable, um, the owner or the operator and then the three highest officers of the commercial fishing vessels who violate this section shall be punished um 2 million pesos to 9 million pesos for small scale commercial fishing, then 10 million to 15 million pesos for medium scale, and then 16 million to 20 million for large scale commercial fishing vehicles. This was cleared by the state that um, this large scale commercial fishers has at least 750 gross tons and 25 million to 45 million for large scale commercial uh, fishing vessels. So upon conviction, the three highest officers of the commercial fishing vessels shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment of 6 months and a fine equivalent to twice the amount of the administrative fine and confiscation of gears. The next is unreported fishing. So this unreported fishing is engaging in unreporting fishing or failing to comply with the reportorial requirements as specified in Section 13 of the Code. This was in the RA 8550. Section 38 provides that reportorial requirements. Each commercial fishing vessel shall keep a daily record of fish catch and spoilage, landing points, and quality and value of fish caught, offloaded, and transshipment, sale, and or other disposal. So violating of this one, the reportorial requirements has also has penalties, fines and penalties. The fine is 5,000 pesos for municipal fishing, provided, however, that if the offender uh, fails to pay the fine, he shall render community service. The second violation is 100,000 pesos for small scale commercial fishing, 200,000 pesos for medium scale, and then 500,000 pesos for large scale commercial fishing. So the next is unregulated fishing. So unregulated fishing is defined as the unlawful or any person to engage in any form of fishing activities in waters within and beyond national jurisdiction. So upon the finding of administrative liability, the fine as follows: 5,000 pesos for municipal fishing, 100,000 pesos for a small scale commercial fishing, 200,000 pesos for medium scale, and then 500,000 pesos for large scale commercial fishing. So, in the case of unregulated fishing, if it is committed beyond the national water, beyond the national jurisdiction, the owner, operator, and three highest officers, example of this one siguro mga ang kapitan ini and first mate siguro diyan o sa nga fishing vessel, they have to pay a fine equivalent to 5 times the value of the catch or the amount indicated. For example, whichever is higher daw, for 2 million to 9 million pesos for small scale commercial fishing, and then 10 million to 15 for medium commercial fishing, and then 16 million to 20 million for large scale commercial fishing. And also, if you have violated this provision upon conviction by the court of law, um, the three highest officers of the fishing boat, including the owner, shall also suffer 6 months imprisonment and a fine equivalent to twice the amount of administrative fines, and then confiscating of catch and gears. Next is poaching in Filipino waters. Poaching is the illegal hunting or catching, maybe our game or fish on land or in the waters, which is not one's own or in the contravention of official protection. So if any foreigner, person, corporation, or entity fishing or operating any fishing vessels in the Philippine waters, they have they are violating our fisheries code. So upon conviction, um, any person or a foreign person, corporation, or entity violated this section shall have an administrative fine of 600,000 US dollars to 1 million US dollars or its equivalent in the Philippine currency. So upon conviction, the offender shall be punished uh, um, with a fine of 1 million or its equivalent in Philippine currency. If the offender is caught within the internal waters, an additional penalty of imprisonment of 6 months and 1 day up to 2 years and 2 months shall be imposed. Or 3 year and a fine of imprisonment of 3 years and a fine of 2,400,000 US dollars or the equivalent in Philippine currency. Provided, however, that the foreign person shall be deported without the payment of the imposed judicial or administrative fines and service of sentence. The next is fishing through explosives, noxious or poisonous substance, or electricity. So, this one, is catching, taking, or gathering fish or any fishery species in the Philippine waters with the use of explosive, noxious, or poisonous substance like sodium cyanide that kills, stupefied, disable, or render fish unconscious. We have to note also that using of poisonous or noxious substance may be allowed for research purposes only, educational or scientific purpose. Of course, with the department or LGU's endorsement and approval. This is only for eradicating predators, pests in fish ponds and accordance with the scientific practice without further adverse environmental impact. Also, this would impose prima facie as a presumption that if you have if you are possessing explosive and noxious or poisonous substance, you will also be accountable. So, example, the discovery of such devices, substance or equipment, including electrofishing, is a prima facie presumption that you are engaging in illegal use or illegal use of fishing. Okay, the next one is the use of fine mesh net. Ang mga singput ini, ang mga yuntik na ini na kuan na mga ginagamit itong pamumukot. So, engaging in fishing using nets with a mesh size smaller than determined by the department. So, ginaalaw man itong pamumukot. Regarding, however, there is a size that is determined by the department. Kasi pag sobra-sobra na kagunti, pati ang gunti ng mga isda, um, nahiuupod pag kapukot, ano? Okay? So, if you are caught and um, through its summary finding or its you have violated this provision of law, um, you will be fined with 20,000 pesos for municipal fishing, provided that the municipal fisher folks, if the municipal fisher folk fails to pay, he shall render community service. For small scale commercial fishing, the fine is 50,000 pesos, and then 100,000 pesos for medium scale, and for the large scale commercial fishing, that would be 200,000 pesos. And also, upon conviction of the court, the captain or the master fisherman, in case of commercial fishing vessel, shall be also be punished by imprisonment of 6 months to 2 years, and a fine equivalent to twice the administrative fine, and confiscation of uh, yeah, fish catch, and then also your fish gears. Then, fishing in an overexploited fishery management. So it is also unlawful for any person to fish in a fishery management areas declared as overexploited. Just to give you an example, um, Salcedo is creating, I mean, yahapag kaya na nagkakamay da kami istorya regarding hininga uh, MAR or the Marine Area Reserves. And purpose ini, actually tiya ini purpose pagabagaganda ini iton sanctuary, para an aton mga breeders magka-respond hera makapagpabunay nga haw, para at least may da naton ma-identify kung hain na naton fishing grounds sa naton mga marine reserves pati naton mga protected areas. So here, upon summary findings, if you are administratively liable, um, you will be um, um, you will be fined you will be liable and going to pay the fine of 20,000 pesos, or three times the value of the catch, or whichever is higher. Provided, however, if the offender also fails to pay the fine, he shall render community service. Or if the offender is a small scale commercial fishing, um, you will be slapped with a fine of 100,000 pesos, and then, or you are going to pay a fine of five times the value of your fish catch, whichever is higher. For example, ani mo um val ani mo fish catch naabot lang 10,000 times 5, is only 15,000. So you will be accountable to pay 100,000 because 100,000 is higher than 50,000. That is for a small scale commercial fishing. So kuan naman, medium scale, you're going to pay 300,000 pesos or five times the value of your fish catch, whichever is higher. And for the large scale commercial fishing, that is 500,000 or five times the value of the fish catch, whichever is higher. So upon conviction liwat court, the offender shall be punished by imprisonment of 6 months and 1 day to 6 years and a fine of 500,000 pesos to 5 million pesos or both. Your fishing gears and your fish catch will also be confiscated. Um, Also, here in this section under fishing in an overexploited fishery management areas, your fishing permits or license will also be canceled. Okay. The next is the use of active gears in municipal waters. Um, it is also unlawful to engage in fishing in municipal waters. All barangays, I mean all bays and other fishery management areas using active gears as defined in the code. So these gears are designed to chase and capture target species while passive gears generally sit in one place, allowing the target to allowing the target species to approach the capture device. Okay. So upon finding that you have violated under this administrative liability, you have to pay a fine of 20,000 for municipal fishing. Also, provided however that if the offender fails to pay the fine, he shall render community service. If the offender is small scale commercial fishing, the commercial fishing vehicle or the commercial fisher will pay up the fine of 50,000. For the medium scale commercial fishing, will pay 100,000, and then for the large scale commercial fishing would be 500,000. And also, if you are convicted, offenders will also be imprisoned for 2 years to 6 years and fine equivalent or twice the administrative fine. Your gears and fish will also be confiscated and then forfeiture of your uh and confiscated and forfeiture of the same. The next is ban on coral exploitation and exportation. So the unlawful act is to gather, possess, commercially transport or sell or export ordinary, semi-precious, and precious corals, whether raw or processed, except for scientific or research purposes. Um, this exemption also um, has to go through or you have to secure permits from the department or the LGU. So upon committing this violation and after summary findings, a fine you have to pay a fine of 20,000 pesos for municipal fishing. Also provided that if the offender fails to pay the fine, he shall render community service. For a small scale, you have to pay 50,000. Uh, um, 100,000 for medium scale and 500,000 for large scale fishers. So if the offender shall also be required to pay the cost of restoration and the damage of coral reefs based on available studies and as determined by the department. So upon conviction by the court of law, the boat captain, master fisherman, the recruiter or organizer of the fish workers shall also be punished by imprisonment from 10 years to 20 years and a fine equivalent to twice the administrative fines and forfeitures of the subject corals. So inihiya nga mga activities under hini nga coral exploitation in maiha. Unlike han iba nga mga violations na abot lang 2 years to 6 years. Inihiya medyo mag-iiya ka dito sa prisuhan if you are convicted by court of law, that is 10 years to 20 years. Okay. The next is ban on Muroami, other methods and gear destructive to corals and other marine habitats. So ano inihiya nga mga kuan nga klasihin pangisda. So fishing with gear or methods that destroys coral reefs, seagrass beds and other marine habitats. Example of which is dynamite fishing, cyanide, and it as other form of fishing as determined by the department. So also using Muroami and its variations or similar gears and methods that involves diving physical or mechanical acts to pound coral reefs and other habitats to entrap or catch fish. Ang mga troll ini, ang mga gindadanas nga mga dagko nga mga nets, nakakahibang inihan aton mga corals. Also, gathering, possessing, commercially transporting, selling, or exporting corals, coral sand, coral fragments, coral rocks, silica, and any other substances that may constitute marine habitat except in cases allowed by law. So what are the exception? Of course, dahil niyan aton for educational purposes, of course, maaro gyapon ni rent permit dito kang ha department or tikang ha LGU. So if you are caught by these illegal activities and upon conviction, um, any person who violated this code shall be punished with imprisonment of 2 years to 10 years and fine equivalent to twice the amount of administrative fines. There is an exception. There are cases that is allowed by law. So it shall be unlawful for any person to gather, commercial transport, sell or export coral sand, silica, and other substance to make any marine habitat. So, save yapon ano, upon conviction, you would be, if the liability after the summary findings, the person or corporation who violates this provision shall be punished with an administrative fine of 5 million pesos or 5 times the value of the coral rocks sand silica gathered or whichever is higher. So, after conviction naman, um, the imprisonment also of 2 years to 10 years and fine equivalent or twice the administrative fine and also confiscation of catch or substance and equipment or gear that is used in committing this violation. So next is the illegal use of super lights or fishing light attractors and mga lawagan ini. This one is based on recent reports. This is the most violated nga kuan diha aton form of fishing. So it is unlawful to engage in fishing with the use of super light in municipal waters or to fish with fishing light attractors using candlelight power or intensified beyond the standard set by the department, in consultation, of course, with the LGU for fishing in municipal waters. Ano ba kasi nga mga lawagan nasulod di mga municipal waters. So they are in violation of this code. So after summary findings, if you are administratively liable, the offender shall be punished by a fine of 20,000 pesos per super light or fishing light attractor, and also uh, um, the super light or fishing light attractors and gears shall be confiscated in favor of the government. So if the offender is a municipal fisher folks, he may render community service in lieu of uh, the fine. So upon conviction also in the court of law, the offender shall be punished with imprisonment from 6 months to 2 years and a fine of 40,000 pesos per super light or fishing light attractor. And also that will be confiscated. The super light and the fishing light attractors should be uh, I shall be shall be confiscated in favor of the government. Okay. Then the next is conversion to mangroves. It is also unlawful for any person to convert mangroves into fish ponds or for any other purposes. So, upon summary findings, the offender shall be penalized with a fine equivalent to ecological value of hectare of mangrove. This will be computed under available studies or administrative fine of 10 million pesos per hectare, whichever is higher. Provided, however, that if the area requires rehabilitation or restoration as determined by the department, the offender shall also be required to restore or pay the restoration for the damaged areas. So, upon conviction also, the offender shall pay base fine of 80,000 pesos and a fine equivalent to administrative penalties and imprisonment of 6 months and 1 day to 12 years, provided, however, if the area requires rehabilitation, same gihapon kanina, the offender shall be liable for the environmental damages and restoration. Also included in the computation, about 500,000 pesos per hectare per year until the area is restored. The next is fishing during closed season. It was mentioned by JM a while ago about the closed season. So closed season is a period of the year in which the hunting of a particular type of animal, here example, um, a particular species of fish is not allowed for a specific period. So that is a closed season. So in violation of this, if this provision, it is also unlawful. So upon summary finding, if you are administratively liable, the offender shall be punished with confiscation of catch gears and an administrative fine. So 3 times the value of your fish catch or 20,000 pesos, whichever is higher. So if the offender is municipal fish catchers or municipal fisher folks, the offender shall pay the fine and community service shall be rendered. When it comes to small scale fishing, sorry, 5 times the value of the fish catch or 100,000 pesos, whichever is higher. And for medium scale commercial fishing, that is 5 times the value of the fish catch or 300,000 pesos, whichever is higher. And for large scale commercial fishing, that is 5 times the catch or 500,000 pesos, whichever is higher. And also, upon conviction by the court of law, the offender shall be imprisoned of 6 months and 1 day to 6 years, and also confiscations of catch and gear, and fine twice the amount of administrative fine and cancellation of license or permit. Excuse me. The next is fishing in marine protected areas, fishery reserves, refuge, and sanctuaries. Um, it is also unlawful to catch fish in most especially in marine protected areas, fishery reserves, refuge, or fish sanctuaries as declared by the Department of Agriculture or the LGU. So, I would like to share that we have here in Eastern Samar, we have a seven municipalities that is composed of seven municipalities. Also, it is called as Association of Seven Municipalities, and the members of which includes municipalities from Lawaan, Balanghiga, Purlos, down to Giwan. Okay. Um, they have identified these marine protected areas and fishery reserves. This was sponsored by Rare Philippines. They have identified these marine area reserves and also these protected areas. The purpose of which is for the identification of which of these areas are considered to be the fishing ground, the marine protected areas, and the marine reserves, or the buffer zones for which separates from the buffer zone is the area which separates from these protected areas to the fishing grounds. Okay. Um, upon summary finding, if you are administratively liable, the offender shall be punished with confiscation of gears, an administrative fine, or twice of the value of the catch of um, whichever is higher. For small scale commercial fishing, that is 200,000 pesos, or twice the value, whichever is higher. For medium scale commercial fishing, that is um, twice the value of the fish catch, or 200,000, whichever is higher. And for medium scale commercial fishing, that is 600,000 pesos, or twice the value of the fish catch, or whichever is higher. And for the large scale commercial fishing, that will be 1 million pesos, or twice the value of the fish catch, whichever is higher. And also, upon conviction by the court of law, violators shall also be punished by imprisonment of 2 years to 6 years, and the fine twice the amount of administrative fine, confiscation of catch and gears, cancellation also of their license and permits. And next one is fishing or taking of rare, um, threatened or endangered species. So it is unlawful also to fish or take, catch, gather, sell, purchase, possess, transport, export, forward, or ship out aquatic species listed on Appendix 1 of CITES, or the Convention of International Trade of Endangered Fishes. Um, we also have to note that taking or fishing of this species for scientific research or conservation breeding concurrent will be commercial breeding may be allowed, provided however you also have to get permits from the Department of Agriculture. And also it is also in violation to capture of sabalo and other breeders. Sabalo is mature milkfish, mga breeders in Hera, or spawners of other fishery species as determined by the department. We have also to take note that catching of local breeding or scientific research purposes may be allowed, subject also to the Department of Agriculture guidelines. So after you have been after summary findings, and if you are administratively liable, you will be penalized uh, with a fine equivalent to 5 times the value of the species, or 500,000 pesos to 5 million pesos, whichever is higher, and also the forfeiture of the species. And also, if you are convicted upon the court of law, the offender shall be punished by imprisonment to 12 years and 1 day to 20 years, and a fine of equivalent to twice the administrative fine, forfeiture of the species, and the cancellation of fishing permits. And also, it shall be, as it was also stated that for appendices 2 and 3 in appendices of CITES, or the Convention of Internal Trade in Endangered Species, um, there are also species of aquatic resources that is listed on this CITES, provided that taking of fishing or this species from the wild for scientific reasons or scientific research or purposes, uh, um, it may be allowed, provided also that is subject to the department guidelines. So if you are uh, liable upon summary findings, you will also be penalized up to 300,000 pesos to 3 million pesos, whichever is higher. So also upon conviction, an imprisonment of 5 years to 8 years, and a fine equivalent to twice the administrative fine, and forfeiture of the species. So next is exportation of breeders, spawners, and eggs to fry. Eggs or fry, sorry. Um, it is also punishable if you are exporting breeders, spawners, eggs, or fry that is identified by this code. We also have to take note that export of hatchery bred or captive bred breeders, spawners, eggs, or fry may be allowed under the department's regulation. We also have to take note that failure of shipping or forwarding company to cooperate in the investigation of discovered or seized breeders, the presumption of which is you have a connivance, or you are with in conspiracy with the shipper. So if you are administratively liable and after summary findings, the offender shall be punished with administrative fine that is 3 times the value of such breeders, or a fine of 100,000 to 500,000 pesos, whichever is higher. And also, the breeders, spawners, eggs, or fry shall also be confiscated, and your license for commercial fishing will also be revoked. So, after conviction in the court of law, the offender shall be punished imprisonment of 8 to 10 years. Okay? And also confiscation of the same. And then also you have to pay twice the amount of administrative fine. License will also be revoked, and suspension or revocation of registration as exporter. So the next is importation or exportation of fish or fishery species. Um, this one, it is the importation of fish or fishery species in violation of this code. It is also considered as unlawful. So if you fail on your part, or the shipping or forwarding company to cooperate in the investigation of discovered or seized, imported or exported fish or fishery species, creates a presumption or prima facie evidence of your connivance, or you are in conspiracy with the shipper. So upon conviction of the court of law, um, you will be um, you have to pay a fine of uh, 5 times the value of fishes or 300,000 pesos to 500,000 pesos, whichever is higher, and forfeiture and destruction of species. So upon conviction in a court of law, the offender shall also be punished with 8 years of imprisonment and fine of twice the administrative fine, forfeiture, and the destruction of the species, provided, however, that if the offender, uh, provided also that the offender shall be banned from being members or stockholders of um, companies that is currently engaging in fisheries companies created in the future. Uh, of course, also with the promulgated guidelines by the department. So next is violation of harvest control rules. So it is also unlawful um, for any person to fish in violation of harvest control rules as determined by the department. So um, after summary findings, and if you are administratively liable, the offender shall be punished with confiscation of fish catch and fishing gears, and also revocation of license and administrative fine of 20,000 or um, 3 times the value of the catch, whichever is higher. And then for small scale commercial fishing, that is 5 times the value of the fish catch or 100,000 pesos, whichever is higher. And for medium scale commercial fishing, that would be 5 times the value of fish catch or 1 million pesos, whichever is higher. And for large scale, 5 times the value of fish catch or 5 million pesos, whichever is higher. And also, if you are convicted by the court of law, you will be imprisoned for 6 months and 1 day to 6 years, and a fine that is twice the amount of administrative fine. Also, confiscation of fish catch and fishing gears, and also your license will be revoked. So, in aquatic pollution, um, as defined by this code, shall also be it shall also be unlawful. So aquatic pollution is the contamination of water bodies with a negative impact on their uses. It is usually a result of human activities. Water bodies includes lakes, rivers, waters, ocean, aquifers, reservoir, and groundwater. So upon summary finding, and if you are administratively liable, you have to pay a fine of 300,000 pesos to 500,000 pesos, and additional fine of 15,000 pesos per day until the violation ceases and the fines are paid. Also, the closure or suspension of the development, construction, or facility, or cessation of operations or connections of water supply. This includes the order may be as issued ex parte pending resolution of the case. So upon conviction of the court of law, the offender shall be punished by imprisonment of 6 years and 1 day to 12 years, and a fine of twice the amount of administrative fine. And also, you have to pay additional 15,000 pesos per day until the violation ceases and the fines are paid. Okay. So the next is um failure to comply with the minimum safety standards. So the owner and captain or of a commercial fishing vessels failing to exhibit or show proof of compliance with the safety standards provided in the code upon demanded by proper authorities, shall be held liable. So upon apprehension, the fishing vessel shall be escorted to the nearest or landing point and prevented from continuing with the fishing activities. So if you are found that you are administratively liable and upon summary findings, the offender shall be punished with a fine of 100,000 pesos and suspension or cancellation of permit or license, and then the impoundment of the vessel until the safety standard has been complied with. So if after conviction of the court of law, the offender shall also suffer the penalties of imprisonment from 1 month and 1 day to 6 months, and a fine of twice the amount of administrative fine, suspension or cancellation of permit or license, and the impoundment of vessel until the safety standard has been complied with. Also, we have here failure to submit a yearly report on all fish ponds, fish pens, and fish cages. Um, it is also unlawful for any person um, that is or the owner and operators of fish pond, fish pens, and fish cages failing to submit an annual report to the Department of Agriculture pursuant to Section 57 of this code. Section 57 provides that all fish hatcheries, fish breeding facilities, and private fish ponds must be registered with the LGU, which shall prescribe minimum standards for such facilities and consultation with the department. Provided, however, that the department shall conduct a yearly inventory of all fish ponds, fish pens, fish cages, whether in public or private lands, provide further that all fish pond, fish pens, and fish cage operators shall annually report to the department the type of species, volume, and production in areas devoted to aquaculture. So, upon summary findings, and if you are administratively liable, the owner of the fish pond, fish pen, or fish cages shall be imposed a fine of 5,000 pesos per unreported hectares. Gurguti la. In cases where the fish pond is covered by the FLA, non-submission of report for 2 consecutive years shall also result to cancellation of its permits. And upon conviction by the court of law, the offender shall be punished with twice the amount of the administrative fine. So, hining failure to submit yearly report, wari niya imprisonment, may dahiya fine. The next is gathering and marketing of shellfishes or other aquatic species. So, it is also unlawful for any person to gather, take, sell, transfer, possess, or commercially transport, export, forward, or ship out any sexually mature shellfish or other aquatic species identified by the department, or those below minimum size or above maximum prescribed quantities. So, failure to comply with the parameters for the heavily traded aquatic species promulgated promulgated by the department constitutes violation of this code. So, if you have violated this code and upon summary findings, the penalty of which is administrative fine equivalent to the value of the species or 50,000 pesos, whichever is higher, and confiscation of the same, cancellation of permit or license shall be imposed upon the offender. So after the conviction by a court of law, the offender shall be punished by imprisonment of 1 month and 1 day to 6 months. And also, you will have to pay a fine equivalent to twice the amount of the administrative fine and cancellation of the permit or license. The next one is obstruction to navigation of flow or ebb of tide in any stream, rivers, lake, or bay. So in here, if you have construction that is constructed along the water lines, causing obstruction to navigation or flow or ebb of tide. Um, the purpose of which is for number one is safety of navigation. So any obstruction of any obstruction in navigational waters, example rivers, uh, endangers vessels, passengers, and cargo collisions. Collision groundings or accidents may occur when natural flow is altered or blocked. Uh, Free use of public waters. So under the Civil Code and various maritime law, uh, navigable waters are considered for public use. Obstructions may deprive the public of free passage and the use of these waters. Also, preservation of tidal flow or ecosystem imbalance. Um, this natural ebb and flow of tides regulate ecosystems, also prevent flooding and sustain marine life. Blocking or diverting this flow can cause erosions. So also prevention of flood and drainage issues. So if tidal movements are obstructed, waters may stagnate and increase risk of flooding in inland. Inland disruption, irrigation, or damaged farmlands and um, communities. So after summary findings and if you are administratively liable, the offender shall be punished with a fine of 200,000 pesos and the dismantling of the obstruction. Fish coral traps, fish pens, fish cages at the expense of the offender. So after the conviction by a court of law, the offender shall also be punished with an imprisonment of 1 month and 1 day to 6 months. And also you have to pay twice the administrative fine. Also confiscations of stocks and dismantling of the obstruction. So the next is the non-compliance with good aquatic practices. This only pertains to violations of these rules and regulations or provisions thereof regarding fishery operations. You have that you have to comply with good aquaculture practices and environmentally sound or design operation guidelines that is promulgated by the department. Okay. So, okay, if you have violated this code, um, you have to pay an administrative fine of 10,000 pesos to 100,000 pesos per day until the violation ceases and the fines are paid. So, after also conviction by a court of law, the offender shall be imprisoned of 3 years and a fine twice the amount of the administrative fine. So under section 113, commercial fishing vessels operators employing unlicensed fisher folks. So the owner or operator of a commercial fishing vessels employing unlicensed fisher folks or fish workers or crew has to pay a fine of 4,000 pesos for each unlicensed fisher folks or fish workers or its crew and suspension or revocation of license for commercial fishing. So likewise, it it is unlawful for any Philippine flag fishing vessels engaged in distant waters, engaged in distant water fishing, employing unlicensed fisher folks, fish workers, or crew. This one, upon summary findings, um, the violator shall pay a fine of 40,000 pesos for each unlicensed fish workers, fisher folks or crew, and suspension or cancellation of the license. Then we have here the obstruction of defined migration paths. So um, here, migration paths are migration path is defined as the natural routes used by migratory fish species to reproduce, feed, or complete their life cycle. We have two species that is stated here in this code. We have the Anadromous species and Catadromous species. The distinction of which is Anadromous species live in the sea but migrate to freshwater to spawn. Example of which one is salmon fish. The other one is the Catadromous species. This species live in freshwater but migrate to seawater to spawn. Example of which is eels. So it is prohibited to construct any obstructions. Example of which is dams, dikes, causeways, reclamation projects that will block these routes that is considered as illegal. Um, exemption of which, however, exception condition of this one, if the construction is necessary, example, the construction of dams for hydroelectricity, fish ladders, fishways, or bypass channels must also be built to allow these species to continue their migration. Um, then the question is why it matters because many fish species depend on migration for survival. So if it is blocked, blocking them can collapse population. So the second one is the food security. So migratory species are vital sources of protein and livelihood, of course. And then migratory species often link marine and freshwater ecosystem and mga dahil mga estuaries. Sustainability, also obstructions with safeguards can permanently deplete fisheries. So obstruction to law enforcement officers. So it is in violation also if the fishing vessel owners or master operators or any person acting on their behalf, assaulting, resisting, intimidating, harassing, or seriously interfering with or unduly obstructing or delaying a fish law enforcement officer, authorized inspector or observer, deputized fish wardens of the LGU, or any unlawful boarding government officers in their duties. So, what are these violations? It you have violated if you are not allowing any authorized officers or observers to exercise their legal duties as enforcement officers. So, any person who does not allow or any authorized person or officer uh, or observer to exercise the legal duty shall be deemed to be an obstructing the officer or that person. So if you have violated this code and after summary findings, the offender shall be punished with cancellation of license or permit and administrative fine of 1 million pesos for fishing vessels operating in the Philippines or 2 million pesos for fishing vessels operating beyond the municipal waters. So after conviction, the offender shall also be punished with an imprisonment from 6 years to 2 years and a fine twice the amount of administrative fine and cancellation of permit. Um, here, this is for the fishery observer coverage. Um, it is also unlawful for Philippine water distant water fishing vessels to sail without fisheries observer on board as required by the RFMO conservation and management measures. It is also unlawful for commercial fishing vessels to sail without fishery observers compliance with this code and the rules and regulation as promulgated by the department. So after summary findings and after being administratively liable, the offender shall be punished with a fine of 500,000 pesos and forfeiture of the catch and gears. And also, if you are convicted by a court of law, the offender shall be punished with imprisonment of 1 month and 1 day to 6 months and a fine of twice the amount of administrative fine. Also, your fish catch will be confiscated and or suspension or cancellation of license. So here we have non-compliance with the vessel monitoring measures. So it is also unlawful for a municipal, commercial, or distant water fishing vessels engaging in fishing activities without complying with the vessel monitoring measures promulgated by the department in coordination with LGUs. We also have to note that for vessels operating in the Philippine waters, only the catcher vessel is covered. So internationally tampering with switching off or disabling the vessel monitoring system also is in violation of this code. So failure to comply of this one also constitute a violation. Uh, um, okay. We also have here um, construction, importing, and converting fishing vessels or gears without permit from the department. So here it is also said that it is also unlawful for any person to construct or import fishing vessels into fishing vessels other than its purpose without a permit from the department. Also, it is also unlawful using a fish gear or methods for commercial fishing without a license from the department. So if you are administratively liable after the summary findings, you shall pay a fine of 50,000 pesos for small scale commercial fishing, 500,000 pesos for medium scale commercial fishing, and 2 million 500 pesos for large scale commercial fishing. Also, um, falsifying, concealing, or tampering with vessel markings, identity, or registration, and concealing, tampering, or disposing of evidence relating to an investigation of a violation. So it is also unlawful for falsifying, concealing, and tampering with vessel markings. So upon summary findings, and if you are administratively liable, um, the offender shall be fined with 10,000 pesos for municipal fishing or community service in case of failure to pay the fine. So for small scale, that is 100,000. Medium scale fishing, 1 million pesos. And large scale commercial fishing, that would be 5 million pesos. So after also its conviction by court of law, the offender shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment from 2 years to 6 years and also a fine of equivalent to twice the amount of the administrative fine. Also, your catch will be confiscated and cancellation or revocation of your license. Um, we have here the non-compliance with the requirements for the introduction of foreign or exotic aquatic species, and failure to comply with the standard trades related measures. So it is unlawful also under this code if you are importing, introducing, or breeding foreign or exotic aquatic species without conducting a risk analysis or obtaining prior approval from the department. It is also unlawful if you fail to comply with the standards for weights, volumes, quantity, and other requirements for all fishery transactions and trade-related measures prescribed by the department. So upon summary findings and if you are administratively liable, and upon the discovery of fish, uh, the offender shall be punished with an administrative fine of 50,000 pesos to 200,000 pesos or five times the value of fish or species, whichever is higher, and confiscation of the same. So after you are being convicted by a court of law, the offender shall the offender shall suffer the penalty of imprisonment from 6 months to 2 years and a fine of eight times the value of species from 100,000 to 500,000 pesos, whichever is higher. So, possessing, dealing in, or disposing illegally caught or taking fish. So, it is also unlawful if you are caught shipping, commercially transporting, offering for sale, selling, importing, exporting, having custody, control, or possession of, or dealing in, or disposing of any fish or species caught, taking, retained in violation of this code. It is also, if you are discovered that you have in possession of this one, constitute prima facie presumption that the possessor, seller, um, dealer is there. It is a prima presumption that the exporter knew of that illegal method. So, upon after summary finding, and if you are administratively liable, the offender shall be punished administratively fine of 50,000 pesos to 200,000 pesos. And also upon conviction by court of law, a penalty of imprisonment from 6 years, 6 months to 2 years, and fine of eight times the value of species. And also, whichever is higher, um, upon the confiscation of fish or fishery products, a suspension or revocation of registered license. It is also unlawful for any person who is unauthorized disclosure, um, uh, unauthorized disclosure of data from the vessel monitoring system, vessel monitoring measures, and other related data, including all data referred to in Section 115 of this code. It is also in violation of administrative orders or regulation promulgated by the department for the conservation, preservation, management, and sustainable development of fisheries and aquatic resources. So, in violating this code, uh, shall pay a fine of 100,000 pesos to 5 billion pesos depending on the socioeconomic impact and seriousness of the violation. So it is also determined by the volume and value of fisheries products and also the damage to the environment due to the violation and the habituality of the offender. So that is for chapter 6. And for the next chapter, the last chapter is chapter 7, that is the administrative adjudication. Please bear with me, medyo halipot na lain hiya. Okay, so the purpose of this chapter is to establish the framework for administrative adjudication of violations under the code. This is also to empower the department to impose the administrative fines and penalties prescribed in this code. So, based on my understanding, the department is equated to be parang kung nagapera. Pwede na rin mag-adjudicated mga cases that is lodged under their jurisdiction. Quasi-judicial function. Yeah. Okay. So, The adjudication committee. The adjudi- the ad- wait. The adjudication committee is composed of the bureau director as the chairperson and four other members as designated by the secretary. Secretary inihiyahan Department of Agriculture that was mentioned a while ago by Mr. Romel Peraculio. Of course, it is supported by um, sufficient staff, of course, as prescribed and also mentioned by Mr. Peraculio a while ago. So the department is empowered to impose the administrative fines and penalties provided in this code. Um, it is also the committee is empowered to promulgate rules and regulations for the conduct of administrative adjudication and the disposition of confiscated catch, gears and equipments and other paraphernalias. Um, the adjudication committee also has the power to issue subpoena, lucis tecum, and subpoena ad testificandum in each administrative cases. So they are going to handle a disposition of these confiscated uh, uh, gears, equipments, and other paraphernalias. So the commencement of administrative action. So how is it how it is initiated? So the department can institute administrative proceedings on its own instance. So alternatively, proceedings can be initiated upon a verified complaint by any person. So I will discuss this more on the next pages. Okay. The scope here is to it applies to any person who violates any order, rule or regulation issued by the department pursuant to the code. So the department's special powers. Um, the department has the power to issue cease and desist orders. So if you have violated such provisions in this code, the department can issue cease and desist orders upon violators. Of course, that this is subject to the requirements of administrative due process. So the department also has the power to summarily evict. So the department can summarily evict or eject without necessity of judicial order. So may has special power to summarily eject or evict holders of fisheries lease on or FLA and other tenural instruments, permits, or licenses from areas of the public domain covered by such. So the department also has the authority to issue notice of violation and order confiscations. So it is vested to through the director of the BFAR or the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources or its duly authorized representative to issue such notice of violation. So they can also order the confiscations of illegally caught fish, fisheries, species, or aquatic resources, along with its equipment and paraphernalia and other gears. Of course, as mentioned a while ago by Sir JM, confiscated items are held in favor of the department or academic institutions or LGUs and it can be disposed of according to pertinent laws. So, prohibitions. So, protection for regular functions. No adjudication or restraining order from municipal trial courts or regional trial courts shall lie against the department and before. So, may there special functions in the protection for regulatory functions. This applies specifically when they are exercising their regulatory functions in support of the implementation of this code. such orders cannot be issued upon ex parte motion or petition. So, accompanying administrative sanctions for serious violations. So, ginduha inihiya ka part. Okay? So, the adjudication committee may impose additional sanctions to the administrative penalties for serious violations. Ano inihira? Uh, Key sanctions includes number one is the very common is the confiscation of fishing gears, impoundment of fishing vessels, temporary or permanent revocation of license or permits, uh, temporary, temporary or permanent ban from availment of applicable duty and tax rebates. Also, inclusion in the IUU or the illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing vessel list, denial of entry and other port services. Um, Also, blacklisting. So, they can also increase fines up to 5 times the value of the catch or up to 8 times for repeated violations within a 5-year period. Hamangang kwanini mga repetitive violators, no? So, they can also impound such vessels during pendency of the case. So, the department may impound the vessel, conveyance, gear, or other paraphernalia used in the commission of the offense during the administrative or criminal case. So, there the factors of sanction calculation. So, um, for this one, they have included seriousness of the violation as defined in Section 4, Paragraph 82 of the code. So, it also includes if the violators is habitually or repetition of violation. It also includes the manner of the commission of the offense or the severity of the impact on fishery resources and habitat, socioeconomic compact, cases of concealment or destruction of evidence, eluding arrest, resisting lawful orders, and other analogous circumstances. So the goal of this sanction is to the overall level of sanctions and accompanying sanctions shall be proportionate, effective, and dissuasive to deprive the offender of other economic benefits deprived from serious violations. So here, um, we have lien upon properties and community service. So lien upon personal and immovable properties. So may dahil hiya mga fines and penalties imposed pursuant to this code shall be constitute a lien upon personal and immovable properties of the violator. As I have mentioned a while ago, ang mga violators sa municipal level, ang mga municipal fisher folks, if waray nira di rin nakakabayad, ang iragin bubuhat ng kamay deherahin mga community service. Provided however, kung may dehera mga personal and immovable properties, nagiging lien inihira. Nagiging lien inihira. Um, pero remember dilahan aton um, naton rules of court, may da mga properties that are not subject for execution or exempt hiyahan mga liens. This includes number one, family home, necessary clothing and articles, tools and implements for livelihood. Ano yun nga mga tools? Ano yung ginagamit ng adlaw-adlaw nga panginabuhi, ano. Then, professional libraries and equipments. Number five is household furnitures and utensils. Pero inihinga mga utensils ang mga ordinary use la inihiya by the debtor or ang mga violators. And then motor vehicle that is necessary for trade or business, live animals, working animals of the farm, support obligations para inihan mga nare-receive inihan mga pamilya nga diri pwede exempt from liens, no, exempt dira from liens diri pwede ma subject for execution. And also the property specifically exempt by law. It is provided by law kung ano ini nga mga kuan nga mga liens. Okay. Citizens suit. So the purpose of this one is to enforce the provision of this code and its implementing rules and regulations. So who can file? So any citizen may file an appropriate civil, criminal, or administrative action in the proper courts or proper bodies. So against whom man hira magkakaso or magtitikin action. They can take an action to any person who violates or fails to comply with the code or its rules, or the department or other implementing agencies for orders, rules, or inconsistent with the act, or to any public officer who willfully or grossly neglect duty, abuse of authority, or the improperly performs duties under the code. So, ang prerequisite lang ini, 15 days notice must be given to the public officer and the alleged offender, and no appropriate action has been taken. So, kung manunumdum kita, ano, may da naton um, kaso dati, and may da naton kaso in the case of resident marine mammals versus Reyes. Um, in this case, the petitioners were resident marine mammals. They have represented by human advocates along with some environmentalist or environmental groups. They have challenged the legality of service contract granted to Japan Petroleum Exploration for oil exploration within Tanjung Strait, which is under a protected seascape. So they argued that um, they have the contract has violated the Constitution, the Philippine Fisheries Codes, and other act because it endangered marine life, and also it violated the people's right to balance and healthy ecology. But the respondent here, uh, represented by Reyes, um, questioned the legal standing of the petitioners, especially the marine mammals themselves. So the court held that uh, recognized legal standing for both human petitioners and symbolically the resident of marine mammals. Uh, it was not also mentioned by the court that in Article 2, Section 16 of the Constitution, the 1987 Constitution, it states that the state shall protect and advance the right of the people to a balance and healthy ecology in accord with the rhythm of the harmony of nature. So the reason here is that the citizens, this allows the citizens and group to file cases in representation of the nature itself. It is also stated in the case of Oposa versus Factorans. The court also reiterated that the constitutional right to a balance and healthy ecology is self-executing and enforceable. So the court recognizes marine mammals as real parties in interest as represented by human stewards. So, ang human stewards din nato ni mga environmentalist nga nagrepresentahan marine mammals. While animals cannot literally go to court and sue these ano these violators, the court has allowed them to be named petitioners to emphasize that environmental laws protect not just humans but all living creatures. So the protection of the environment is transcendental importance. It is not a relaxed application of legal standing requirements. So the court also reaffirmed that the doctrine that in environmental cases, the court adopts a more more liberal approach to locus standi, no? In order to uphold the constitutional rights of the intergenerational responsibility. Okay? Wait lang ha. Okay. Then we have here the strategic um, lawsuit against public participation or the SLAP. So, ano inihiya nga SLAP? So, inihiya nga SLAP, kung inihiya, legal action that is filed to harass or vex, exert undue pressure, or stifle any legal recourse related to the enforcement of this code. So, it is usually filed as civil or criminal or administratively actions by these powerful entities like corporations, developers, or even government officials. The purpose of which is to is not to win on merits, it but the purpose here is to silence or burden opponents with costly litigations. So ano mga target hininira? Ang mga citizens, ang mga advocates, ang mga environmentalist, journalists, or community members asserting environmental rights. So once invoked, the burden shifts to the plaintiff to prove the action that if the action is legitimate and not meant to harass, no? So government rules, so the rules of the project procedure for environmental cases shall govern in the procedure in civil, criminal, and special actions involving the enforcement or violations of this code, including the SLAP actions. So, example ini nga slap action ano, kung may da mining company nga reklamo for violation under hiton aton fisheries code ano, the mining company will sue environmentalist uh, environmental activities such example ano mga libel cases nga dahil nga mga protestors after they publicly protest against destructive mining activities. So ang irahin nito yung ano pag wala ini pag samok-samok la ini nga para mas diri ka mag ano diri ka magpadayon pagkaso dara kay costan litigation manang kamaiha uh, but if proven that libel case is only meant to harass or silence the activist, it can be dismissed as SLAP or the strategic lawsuit against public participation. This is cited in the rules of procedure for environmental cases. So, in short, ano, a SLAP is Philippine under the Philippine law is just a harassment lawsuit filed to discourage citizens from ano para magreklamo or engaging in any environmental protection and public participation. So, asa inihiyang nga SLAP. So, nga nagyapon kitahan ko an Fisheries National Administrative Register. Kuan lang inihiya ano, nga tanan nga mga records, mga tanan nga mga decisions, resolutions or orders involving violations of this code shall be maintained in a public register. So, particularly ang mga violations committed by Philippine flag vessels or nationals and cases on poaching or involving foreigners. So, inihiyang nga mga records shall be registered and shall be publicly available upon request. So, upon request la inihiya. So, yun. Asa ito na ang last na napon slides. If you have any questions, Mr. Peraculio, Mr. Romel, and Mr. Martinez can also answer.